So you guys know what the series is about for the Palmer, and you guys are the first performers to really like get involved here with this. So it's a kind of an honor. It's the first debut, I guess, of this whole series. So how did you guys get involved with this play here that we're going to see?
Oh, well, I am friends with Eric Vandrup, who is the musical director.
Okay.
And when they decided to do this show, he thought of me.
Yeah. It was a just natural good fit.
Yeah, and just asked Paul if it'd be okay if I joined in.
Right.
Sent him some stuff so we could see whether I could in fact sing and or act.
Yeah, and I've heard you sing. You got a beautiful voice. So were you majoring that in college, or is that your major? Or
Yes. My degrees are both in voice performance.
Okay.
So.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, this is a good fit for you then. So is this something that you do on the side, or is this...
So it is something that I do on the side, and it's actually something I'm moving into more of a primary position in my life. So
Right, yeah.
leaning
That's awesome.
more into acting.
That's good. And so how many years have you been doing it?
Oh my goodness, who's to say? I started in community theater in like junior high, and I've basically been doing it since, on and off as a hobby.
Wow.
But I've been working more professionally for about the past 4 years.
Right. Yeah, and it's funny when you do it, because I was the same thing in dance for a long time. I did it on the side, and I started moving into a professional career with it, and it's just the nature of it changes.
Yes.
And I don't think you can really anticipate,
Yes.
and it changes differently for everyone, but I mean, it's just a different thing. It's no different than this too, because it started out as a side thing, and now it's turned into a career. And that flow is just very different, and how you become it and it becomes you, right?
Yes.
It's no longer a thing you kind of enter. It's a thing that kind of encompasses your whole life.
It's a thing that is me now.
Yeah. Well, I think it always was you, right? Like it was everybody else, just like the seed that you have that kind of just like germinates. And then before you know it, you arrive at your, to your destination, I suppose, to yourself. Right? Well, it's kind of what happens to us all, I think, in the arts, because it's a hard thing to do. It's a very hard thing to find yourself doing. And a lot of times when you start it, you don't know it doesn't matter if somebody takes you by the hand and leads you along the path. It's a very difficult path. And it's different for everyone. Everybody arrives at their own destination in a different way. So, that's awesome, and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm certainly in a place in my life now, just in my, my maturity and my skill level and all the things that I'm better able to handle it than I would have been if I had tried, like right out of college, just dive right into this. So I had other things that I was supposed to do then. And
Well, I think that's the acclimation period, though. Do you know what I mean? That's what I was kind of talking about. Like you kind of find yourself, but in a way, that's kind of, you build to that, and you start to understand what it requires and what it takes and what you don't like and what you like and what you're gravitating to and away from. So, and the same thing with you, right? I mean, you kind of are finding yourself more and more involved in theater now.
Oh yeah. I mean, I started getting involved in the 7th grade of high school. And then I didn't do theater for like 1 or 2 years out of high school. It was like 2014. I had not done theater that year just because I was focusing on college. And then I did theater from 2015. I did a couple shows at the Ray Evans Seneca Theater and then just fell in love with doing shows again. So I've been doing like maybe between 7 and 12 shows a year at this point.
Wow, that's a lot, man.
It's absurd.
Yeah, that is a lot. So do you do them, do they overlap?
Oh yeah. I've had 3 at one time is the most I've done.
That's
which was
a lot.
That was a great time. It was really
cool. So you're okay. You can totally deal with it then. You can handle like
to an extent. Yeah.
I mean, because it's asking a lot of you as a person just to perform that much. I mean, it's no different than doing like 3 shows, a day, really. I mean, just kind of wear you down.
I've just been gracious to have like work schedules that really like helped with me or like just like worked with me.
Sure.
And because I was working at Tim Hortons for a little bit, and I have a job that works 8:30 to 2 and then 2 to 5. So it's just.
Oh, that's good. Right. So you have some time and then you can get, I mean, learning all of that, the lines and whatnot. Now, is it musicals that are more your?
Musicals are definitely more of my speed. Yeah. I royally love musicals.
Yeah, I love musicals too. I think they're awesome. And I think that we just don't, that heyday in mid-century was like really special time for that. And we just don't have that anymore. They've kind of more been integrated into plays now. But I think the theater should really bring it back. The movie theaters, I just think that there's a place for it. And people still love them, but Hollywood just kind of went in another direction, I think.
I think there's something to be said about like a really well done play.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, well, that's where they all emanate from, right? Yeah. But to capture that on the screen in a permanent way, you know what I mean? And because it disseminates through the whole planet at that point, and it can really like, it can reach everybody at that point. It's just not in a singular place, So. So what's your forte though within musicals? I mean, do you have
musicals definitely.
It's just, but in the context of the musical, I mean, is it? Are you always the lead? I mean,
No, I was very supportive for a good chunk of my life. I didn't really have a lead until like 3 or 4 years ago.
Right.
That wasn't something that was less goofy or didn't feel like a supporting role.
Sure.
And that was Jack Kelly and Newsies. And then after that, it just completely shifted. Like,
Yeah.
I think I was so used to being a supporting role that I just knew how to work it, and just that's where I was comfortable with. And so
Right.
then working into a lead role, it made things a bit odd. Like
Right.
being like, well, I don't know how to describe myself. I have no idea. So it's a completely different challenge to take on a lead versus.
Oh God, yeah. Well, no, it's no different than being a side musician and then being the performer, right? I mean, because everything's on you at that point. I mean, you're carrying the play, whether you want to or not. I mean, there's the prescient quality of like having to watch somebody and then having to move yourself into that role and then take that role and realize like, oh, the responsibility of that.
Because the storylines just follow.
Yeah, well, it's different, and it's different when you're on stage too. I mean, I just know as a musical performer, it's just, people don't really understand. Michelle and I were talking about this when I think she had to do a speech. And she did it, and she got through that. I think it was about a month ago. She had to do some speech, and she was so nervous, and she did it, and she loved it.
Yeah.
And she just said, "Oh, I didn't realize I had that in me." And when you're up there, you almost have this surreal out-of-body experience sometime, right? Watching yourself. I'm sure you've both experienced that, right? You're like in the context of doing it, you almost step out of it and see yourself. You're like, wow, this is awesome. So same thing with you, right? You've just stepped into more of the center role in a lot of these performances, correct? Did you start as a...
Yeah, well, when I was younger, I did a lot of, ensemble work, and
Right.
as I aged into some of the main roles, then I got to do some of the main roles.
And just took to it. So now this is it's just you guys, correct? You guys are carrying this whole play. So isn't that the toughest thing for an actor to do? I mean, it's not a one man, but this is almost even harder, right?
Yeah.
Because there's no fallback. It's just you guys
Just
up
us.
there,
No understudies.
Yeah, well, and I think when you're a singular performer and you're doing a one man, you have some leeway, right? But now you're still in the structure of a performance at this point, so there's no improv,
Interesting with the fact that we are playing across from each other, but we really don't interact. We only interact once with each other.
Oh, you do?
throughout
So that's the
show.
only overlap.
Yeah.
Oh, so there's an element of a one man.
Yeah, we spend the majority of the
performance
time
here.
with imaginary scene partners.
Yeah.
No kidding. Oh, that's awesome.
So it's really interesting trying to for me, it's more of like, if I'm talking to somebody, because we have there's an argument that happens in the show, and I'm trying to just picture her reaction, and then I'm playing off of an imaginary reaction.
Right.
And so it's just,
Well, that's kind of...
it's really interesting.
Yeah, that's awesome though. That kind of stretches, I'm sure, and that's hard to do. I mean, you have to visualize all this, and you have to also auditorially perform and not get swallowed up in what you're
And
trying to...
show it to the audience to have them understand that you're talking to somebody, not just being like, hello.
So now I'm actually glad. I was going to do this the first night, and I'm glad that I waited, because you guys have had a few nights now in the theater here. And is this the first time you've performed at the Palmer, both of you, or?
No.
Not for me, actually.
Oh, so both of you guys have performed here before. So what do you like about the room?
I think the acoustics in here is one of my favorite things about this place. Even just talking right now, it just carries.
It does carry. There's a beautiful, just enough of a slap to carry your voice, but it doesn't get swallowed, in the stage, I mean, everything, it feels good comparatively to, I mean, this is a classic, old style opera house, What other theaters have you performed in? More of a theater setting, per se, with, traditional seats and a closer room instead of this wider type of room?
There's been a couple that have been like this, lower ceiling. There's the Cutco Theater at JCC that's similar to this, but doesn't have the raised stage. It has something.
A couple feet up.
Raised.
Right.
It's this.
Yeah.
It's more like black box. But,
Right. Yeah, and the black box has a whole different feel to it. That's why I asked, because I mean, this is a very traditional room, really. I mean, without the seating, but you still have this sense of space, and Now, are you guys going to stay with this here at the Palmer through some other performances, or haven't you looked that far in advance?
Oh, I haven't even thought that far ahead. But if other things come up that are, appropriate and fun and good, absolutely.
Yeah, and both you guys are local, correct? Are you from Olean or Allegheny or?
I'm out towards Jamestown. I'm from a little town called Napoli, which you can't even find on the map.
That's my type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you, Olean?
I'm from Coast.
Where?
Houghton.
Where's
Where
Houghton?
Houghton University is, that's where I teach.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. So you're not too far. You're right down the road then.
Like 25 minutes.
Yeah. Is there anything that you'd like to say about the Palmer that I can cut into this?
It's really a place that, I don't know, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous place to come to. It's a great place for theater. They have a lot of different things that happen.
Try that again. We got a knock.
Oh, yeah. It's a really gorgeous space, even from like the first show I've done.
Who's doing that?
Go home. So it's haunted, mind you. It's a really gorgeous space. I mean, from the first time I did a show here, I've always thought that it just feels like a really, really welcoming.
Yeah, it does. The warmth in here, it really can't be understated. So I feel the same way. When I first walked into this with Mike and he was showing me around, it just feels homey, you know? And I mean that in the best sense of the word.
Yeah.
You know, it feels welcoming and warm and inviting. It doesn't feel sterile. I mean, some of these theaters that are old and restored, they almost have, there's such a provenance there that you almost feel taken back by it. And as a performer, I don't know how that would affect you, but I would think this would be a little better for you to kind of acclimate to and just get warmed up in instead of this like, okay, there's no pressure here. This is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is more of a down to, it has a quality of a living room.
Yeah,
Doesn't it?
yeah, it's a very good way to describe it. It's like you're just walking
Like a parlor
walking every
performance.
day.
Yeah. But that's a good way to put this though, right? I mean, this is kind of more of a homey atmosphere. It's, you know, home vibe as opposed to this like really like stoic.
You don't have to feel formal coming in here being like, we're here to see a show.
Yeah, and that probably affects your performances. So in a black box is like that as well, but even because you're really close to the audience and everybody's integrated into this room, and this has that balance, I think, between both of them. So awesome. Well, that was good. Is there anything else you'd like to add? No, you good?
I think so.
Okay, that was
Thank
perfect,
you.
guys. Yeah, thank you. See, that's all. I just needed something about you guys, something about the Palmer, and I could talk for hours, believe me. So.